Cornerback Nation. Welcome back to Tuffy Talk. We're so excited here tonight to be able to have one of NC State's starting corners, one of the best corners on our team, and I think one of the ACC. Man, I was excited when he committed to State, and I'm still excited and pumped to see him play. Man, it's Shyheim Battle. So Shyheim, welcome to the show, man. Really glad to have you.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks, man. Really
Yeah, man.
excited to be
So,
here.
yeah, no, I hear you. So I guess, the biggest thing I wanted to talk on first, man, is for you personally, you have some huge news in your life, and not, it's off the field in a lot of ways, man. It's embracing a lot of how this NIL has paid off for you, and you've got some new business ventures and all that. Can you talk about what's new in your world with that side of things?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm really trying to take advantage of this new NIL. So I partnered with Obsesh this past this week actually, and it's been a big thing for us. Being able to build a brand on the platform, marketing, creating NFTs, and different things that can help me grow. It's going to be an exciting journey for me, and I appreciate them offering me this deal. And also, I'll be becoming an equity holder and
Yeah, well,
having ownership in the company, so I'll be a stakeholder. So that's pretty exciting for me too, man. I guess you can say my first official business deal, and to be so young, and that's pretty cherishing moment. So I'm kind of blessed about that.
yeah,
I'm
man.
really blessed about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like I saw a tweet or something like that you're the first. I mean, it's not been around. NIL's not been around too long, but at the same time, you're the first multi-year NIL deal player in NC State's history now. I mean, is that kind of wild to think about?
Yeah, man. I think it's actually kind of cool when they told me that I would be the first one to make history doing this. I was like, really? Well, I mean, I'll be remembered for something, I guess. So
Yeah, if it ain't on the field, it's gonna be off the field.
right, man. So yeah, I was really excited about that. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
For me, the brand, I was doing some research on the brand, and the founders, I mean, they're major players in the market. Like, this isn't like just some fly by night operation. Like, they were involved with Beats, and they've done stuff with Home Depot and Best Buy, and they're real good entrepreneurs. But kind of just walk me through, like, just how you had this vision. I know you've had your brand for a year or two, Battle Island, right? That's the name of the brand.
Yes, Battle
Yeah,
Island.
yeah. Um, and so just tell me, I know you've been working through the NIL process with folks, but just kind of how did you come about, like, just wanting to expand your footprint in the industry?
Well, really, like John Lynn Tracy, they're great people. I want to start by saying that, not just in the entrepreneurial world, but just working with them. I just like to say, like, they're a very great people to work with. They brought me in, taught me a lot of stuff. Molly as well, and so we really built a relationship. Before I'd even met Molly, before I even met Tracy and John Lynn, I was doing an internship with Molly, and I already had my clothing line, and pretty much what the internship was about was creating and building a brand. So Molly was teaching me how to, create a brand, market, and set pricing, calculate all of that stuff. And I was just learning and learning, and she was kind of just paying attention to how detailed and how urgent I was to learn about, the business, because I just showed her that I was, like, very very well invested. And she brought to me the opportunity to work with Obsesh, and I sat down with Tracy, John Lynn Dalton, and we was talking through, like, what the platform, brings and how I could benefit from it. I could pretty much promote my Battle Island brand on this platform and connect to many more resources. And I said this would be a great opportunity for me to, take this upon and make my brand go even bigger. So they seen how engaged I was and just hearing about the brand and ideas that I was just bouncing off of back and forth. And a couple weeks later, we were still just working together. I'm working with Molly for my internship still, and Molly calls me and says that Tracy wants to offer me equity in the company and be an ambassador for the company. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And she was just saying, Tracy just when she first met me, she like said it was just something about me that she liked, and it was just the way I just stayed communicating, asking great questions, and just very very engaged in what she was talking about because we share a lot of the same common ideas as far as what we want to do to grow as a business and the type of people we like to connect with, and it was just very very positive energy going on, and we just had that connection, and that deal really just had me like smiling ear to ear for
You can
about
tell.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
You still seem happy
Yeah,
about it, man. You're proud of it. I mean, more than anything, probably good work
yeah,
for it.
man. Yeah, man. I've worked really hard, and I feel like working with Obsesh, we can really do some great, great things.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm curious because you're talking about this internship. Can you talk about how that all started, and how you talk about Molly and how that relationship was? But how did the beginning phases? Was it just you reaching out? Hey, I did an internship. You talk about that internship, and what was that like?
Hmm. Yeah. So, for my senior year, I had to take an internship for a class. So I was just reaching out, connecting with people, trying to figure out who was a good fit. And I'm a communications major, so I had to go into the communications field. So I started out working with Pack of Wolves for my internship with Molly, and we was working on building pretty much a platform for athletes to create a brand here at NC State, and find ways to benefit from NIL and find sponsors and stuff like that for athletes. So that's pretty much what we was working on doing. And as we got further and further into the semester, we started going to different events for like content I had to get for my internship. And along the journey, we had meetings and we met with John and Tracy with Obsesh, and that's where we kind of like started discussing the Obsesh platform and how they was getting to launch this fall, and they were looking for athletes that they could bring aboard to help the launch out, and they felt like I was a great fit for their system and what they want to do, and I also felt the same way.
Yeah,
So we decided to do this thing, and I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
Molly, she took a lot of time, teaching me the ins and outs of creating a brand and understanding how to market a brand. Showing me who I should market to, who are my customers, how to save money and not spend all your money in your business, and
big.
invest back and all those things. And doing that, we also figured out how I can set my pricing for my clothing line and get on this platform what we're doing now. So yeah, she was very helpful. Always stayed in contact with me if I had any questions, and she's a very very great person. She's the owner of Turnbridge Marketing, so that's what
Yeah,
she's working.
For me, with this whole NIL thing being new, and there's so many misnomers and false information that flies around, that the fake news. For me, you are setting the blueprint on how to do it right, through Molly, and people that she's associated with. They're really the ones that are doing it the right way. They're not
yeah,
just throwing money at athletes to sign an autograph, and here's
Hmm.
this absurd amount of money, come play for this school. You are taking life lessons and then turning that into potentially a second career, after your playing days are over. um, so you've had that mentorship. Are you passing that on down to other people now that you've kind of been going through it? Some of the younger guys maybe on the team, or maybe other athletes at NC State.
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah, the way guys like they're doing business here, it's definitely the right way for sure. I've talked to different athletes on the team like Zion, Shark. Those guys are interested in starting a clothing line as well. So they've kind of like tagged along with me to events to see how I communicate with customers and market and promote, and just go out in the community and just promote your brand. So they was just taking notes and just watching me and like getting happy and just like wow, like I can do this, like so it was really really fun. Bringing those guys, and I'm also gonna work with bringing more guys along as they've heard about the launch, and a lot of guys ask me about it, like wow, like that's pretty big, congrats, like how did you do it? So
yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
that's the start of the
That's the hardest
conversation.
part,
So
right? Getting started.
Yeah.
yeah, like
But
how
you
did you
seem
do
so
it?
self motivated, and it matters to you, and really you seem very driven
Yeah.
and serious about this. So honestly, that's like over half the battle, right? Is
No
having the
pun
want
intended,
to.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely half the battle. And like, you know, like having a brand is like my second passion, I guess you can say. Like football, I love it to death. Been playing it all my life, but as I was playing football growing up, I used to always draw on my notebook, different stuff while I'm in class.
yeah,
So
Yep.
I just started like I was like, man, one day I want to have a clothing line. So
There
you
you
know,
go.
once I got into the level where I could, you know, have a platform and create something, I decided to take advantage of that. And you know, it started out slow, and that was the hard part. You know, trying to just saying like, man, is my brand really something? Like, does it have a
Hmm.
great? Am I having a great connection with my customers? Do they understand what my brand means? You know,
yeah.
stuff like that. And you know, it was just kind of starting out slow, but I just said, you know, I got faith. I believe in it. I think it's, you know, it's gonna be something special. So you know, I just stayed to it. You know, kept performing, and you know, my brand is pretty much a direct correlation of who I am. So you know, that's pretty big. And you know, I just stay consistent, and now I'm just, you know, watching it grow and grow, and you know, can't wait for it to take off.
So
So you're go
what
ahead,
do you
Michael.
have? What are your goals now? Obviously, I'm sure this was a big goal and an accomplishment. So where do you take it now that you have this deal with Obsesh?
You know, I'm just gonna, you know, watch how things play out. The next step would be just keep creating content, you know, keep being creative, creating new designs, you know, talking to my fans and engaging. So, you know, just find a way to connect with people that, you know, support me. That's probably the first step. I feel like, you know, connections and relationships are always something I've always been big on. Like families, that's my everything. So I like that type of foundation around me. So, you know, connecting with people that support me, I feel like is a great way to get started.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flightlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flightlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flightlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out.
Yep.
So your brand, your logo, like I like your logo, by the way. Like that's just a cool, like just a cool logo.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
were you the one that did? Oh, there
Oh,
you
hold
go,
on,
right
you see
there.
it there? Yeah, I could, yeah, that's cool, man.
You know, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Were you the one that designed that? Did you work with someone that actually did it? Like what was the what was the vision for that?
Yeah. So you know, my last name is Battle, and you know, every corner has an island.
Yep.
So I just said
It made a
I
lot
play
of sense.
cornerback. My last name
Yeah.
is Battle. I was like, well,
It's got a good
Battle
ring.
Island. There you have it.
It's got a good
And
ring.
so I just looked at that and I'm like, an island. When I say island, what do I think of? And I said I like palm trees in the beach area. So, you
Okay.
know, I just went to the internet and just was googling some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like that. I kind of like that, and I just started drawing, and I ended up making this design. I was like, do I like it? I don't know. And I was like, well, you know what, it's gonna do. So I
Yeah.
still ended up keeping it, and that's pretty much how I got designed for the logo. You know, just a guy, you know, a corner out on the island on the field. You know, I'm out there by myself, kind of stranded, and you know, it's not really any support out there. So, you know, but on the field, you know, I use my resources, which are the defense. I use those guys. I call them my support when I'm out there, and you know, on the island, you got to go out there, and there's nobody but you and their opponent. So you know, it's really just a one-on-one matchup each and every day, and you know, I kind of relate that to life just by, you know, every day you're gonna go through something. You know, you're gonna go through something, but you know, you can't bend, you can't break, you can't give up, and you know, you always set goals in life to be successful, and when you at your lowest point, always find a way to just overcome those things. You know, battle through it and find a way to accomplish your dreams and goals. So that's kind of how I got into it as I started learning and
Yeah.
investing to what my name really means and
Yeah.
how deep I can get with it. You know.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. I mean, I mean, like honestly, really hearing you talk about it is very impressive. And I don't, I mean, heck, I don't have a equity in a company or anything like that, man. But you've been so driven by it and passionate about it, and it matters to you. And I guess you talk about you seem like you're kind of a visionary, visual kind of guy. Now that you have this, this business leadership, really in a lot of ways. What kind of vision do you have for Obsesh at this point? What's your vision for the company? I mean, you've talked somewhat about your brand, but for the company that you're an equity holder in now, what is your vision for them?
I feel like as we grow, we're gonna see a lot of people just find out that this platform is very resourceful for all athletes, and as they see one athlete create a brand and just see like how far he can go with it, that's gonna motivate them to create the same thing and see how far they can go with it. So, we just want to bring as many athletes along as we can and show them how easy it is to create something that is yours for a lifetime and something that you can always have ownership to and be successful.
Yeah.
And not just tell them to sign up, but actually show them how to do it and connect with them. Be helpful resources to them. So, like what I'll do, I'll be mentoring guys that I'll bring along in my school. They have questions about how to sign up, or like me and Demi Sharp, we talk all the time. I just talked to him yesterday about designing his logo. We just got into a deep conversation of what his logo should be and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I'm definitely be curious about that one.
That type of things, those are, helpful, motivating, and it drives them to want to keep going. So I like being engaging and communicating with guys because, if I can do it, I know you can do it too.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing for this upcoming launch.
I guess my last question for this first part is is there any plans to like trademark your brand and all of that? Like, are you going through that process, or is that kind of like down the line?
Yes, that's something we're getting done. That I'm getting done right now, actually.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Shyheim, I really appreciate you being on the show, man. Honestly, I think you've kind of educated me on how, and I think, I mean, I knew this part of it, but to hear you say from a fresh perspective of how NIL, it can't be done the right way. There are a lot of bad ways it's going on, but you're doing this the right way, man. You're really putting a lot of hard work and investment in it, and it's paid off for you, but it's only because you're so driven by it. So it seems like a win-win situation that you have found between you and Battle Island, your brand, but also with Molly and Obsesh. This seems like a really great example of the value that NIL can bring. So I really appreciate you sharing this, man. And honestly, congratulations again. Like, this is a huge deal for you, and I think it's a huge deal for NC State and as well. I mean, like, I don't know how many players in the ACC or country can say I have a multi-year deal with anything and then have equity in a business. So, and it's not just, again, like Greg said, it's not just like, oh, hey, we're just throwing money at you. Like, you earned this. So
Yeah.
you worked hard at it.
Hey, before we wrap though, make sure you throw all your socials out there or websites. We'll definitely link it in the description, but give everyone where they can find all your good gear at.
Oh yeah, you can find all my gear in my Linktree bio, my Obsesh official merch shop, on my Instagram at ShyBattle 2.5. My Twitter is ShyOutta252. Come follow me.
Yeah, I think we'll try to make sure, shall we get some links here when this is posted. We'll have some links here on the bottom. We can go and check it out directly to either the Obsesh page, your social media, stuff like that. But yeah, man, Shy, really thankful to have you. We're going to have another episode here in a second, in a little while. But for the fans, thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking out this episode. Again, we're really excited for Shyheim here. And again, this is, we talk a lot about on the field stuff. We love, the competition we play and results and all that. But this is really cool stuff happening off the field.
This is real life.
Yeah. So, you guys be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to our channel and share it around. We would love to build this NC State community here at Tuffy Talk, which, again, we're just State fans talking State stuff, right? It's just a really good time to connect and feel like you're that part of that Wolfpack family, another way. So thank you guys so much for tuning in here. And as always, go Pack.
Let's go.